Some people think it's superficial, but it's much deeper than that.
Before my surgery, didn't wear bathing suits at all.
And I had stretch marks, loose skin, and I just felt deflated.
I wore hoodies and sweatpants all the time. I felt like I was trapped in someone else's body.
My name is Karen.
My name is Diane.
My name is Krista, and I had a mommy makeover 1 year ago.
I'm Dr. Matthew Schulman. I'm a board-certified plastic surgeon in New York City. So a mommy makeover is just a general term for any operation that restores the body to its pre-pregnancy state. It's not a specific operation. A mommy makeover is different for every person. So it really just means we're combining multiple procedures into one single operation. A mommy makeover usually involves some sort of abdominal contouring procedure like a tummy tuck, often some liposuction, which is fat removal, sometimes a breast procedure like a breast lift, breast augmentation, even a breast reduction.
So shopping, clothing, it's pretty much my life before I had kids.
Before kids, I was just like to, go parties, have fun with my friends.
I've always worked, so I pretty much worked so that I could shop. Fun for me was shopping.
I was so into fashion, showing skin, of course, especially my belly. I was more into my stomach. I used to have like a small little waist. That was me.
My boobs were nice. My stomach was flat. My butt was good. Everything was where it should be.
The year before I got pregnant for my daughter, I was glowing all around. Like, I looked good. I had an amazing body. I could wear pretty much anything I wanted.
Then I had kids and everything changed. I had my first daughter when I was 22, and I bounced back pretty easily from that pregnancy because I was in my 20s, so I lost the weight pretty quickly.
During pregnancy, I was enjoying being pregnant. I wasn't paying attention to my body. It was after the baby. I was thinking, well, I just have to work out, eat healthy, and everything is gonna go back to normal. It did went back to normal my first time.
I just had a big belly right here the whole time. I loved it. I loved the glow. Perfect pregnant girl, really, honestly. How I felt about my body afterwards, I didn't feel that good about it because now the baby's gone and I still have the belly. And I had stretch marks and loose skin and I just felt deflated. And as the time progressed, she never came off. It just stuck there.
I didn't have my second child until I was 34. I was put on bed rest, so then the weight started piling on. And then my third pregnancy was 4 months after my son was born, and then more weight piled on. I'd gained probably 40 pounds between the two pregnancies that I just couldn't get rid of.
Then I got pregnant again. I thought I would do the same thing that I did. I work out, I'm gonna start eating healthy again. It didn't work.
Pregnancy changes the body, so a lot of things happen. People put on weight in places they didn't have before. Skin stretches.
You still look pregnant when you leave the hospital. Tried to eat as healthy as I could, and it still wasn't working. My body did not recover.
I didn't bounce back like I've seen a lot of people or celebrities bounce back, and it was kind of disheartening.
I didn't really like leaving the house. I wore hoodies and sweatpants all the time, and I just didn't feel like myself. I felt like I was trapped in someone else's body.
Decided it was time to get healthy, so I really got into fitness. I was able to change my diet, and I actually dropped 30 pounds in a month. So when you drop weight so rapidly, you end up with loose skin, and I really didn't feel good about myself. So I went off the diet, and then everything started to come back.
Exercise and diet is obviously a good way to get your body back to looking better. However, there's some changes that you can't diet and exercise away. When you get pregnant and your skin stretches, the skin doesn't always go back to the way it was before. And no amount of exercises, no amount of dieting can make that skin shrink. And the only way to make it better is to physically cut off the skin.
I had thought about surgery when I lost the first 30 pounds because the skin just hung. But now I've got to tone this stuff up.
I need to do something with my body. I don't like the way it looks. I enjoyed the gym. I loved it. I lost a lot of weight. I got toned, but the belly was still loose. I didn't like that.
And then one day, I was coming out to get the mail from my mail lady, who I've known for years. She asked me, she's like, "Oh, are you having another one?" I was not pregnant, and I went in the house and cried.
When I got to the point where I didn't really feel like a girl, that's when I really started contemplating plastic surgery.
One day, my husband and I were sitting on the couch,
My husband came out with this idea.
and I basically just broke down in tears and said, I can't do this anymore. I can't live in this body. Like,
Do you ever thought about having a surgery?
I'd really like a mommy makeover.
That would be great, but it's just a dream.
We started talking about it, and he was more open to it than I thought he would be.
If you really want it, if you're not happy, we can make it work.
That's how the whole thing started.
Today, we're able to combine more surgeries into one operation. This whole idea of a mommy makeover where we do multiple operations in one procedure is increasing because technology has increased, so it's now safer to do it.
I had a couple doctors in mind, and I ended up finding Dr. Koenig through the Real Self app, and I had a couple consults with other doctors, and he was the one I ended up going with.
Plastic surgery is not anything to be taken lightly. I put as much effort into researching my diet as I did my plastic surgeon. Like a lot of people think it can be a quick lifestyle change, and you do need to know who your surgeon is. I went for 2 consults, and the first consult I did not vibe with the plastic surgeon, so I waited a little bit longer. I thought maybe it was a sign, and actually it was. I ended up losing more weight. I was down 115 pounds, and I decided, all right, let's go try again. When I met him, it felt right.
I did my research 2 years before. My husband told me, look for the best doctor. Finally, I found Dr. Schultman. Was reading reviews, and something inside of me was telling me he's the one.
My doctor said that you need to be within 10% of your goal weight or he won't operate on you. You have to live a healthy lifestyle, and you have to maintain the healthy lifestyle afterwards. Before my surgical consult, I started going to the gym. I started cleaning up my diet. I lost 30 pounds on my own.
The other thing that happens with pregnancy, particularly in the abdomen, is the muscle stretches. So the muscle separates and you get a separation of the abdominal muscles. You can't exercise those muscles back together. So during a tummy tuck, one of the key components is to sew those muscles together.
I had the full mommy makeover. I had breast lift with augmentation, liposuction, the flank liposuction to give more of an hourglass figure. I also had abdominoplasty or the tummy tuck.
I just had a tummy tuck with a lipo 360, front and back.
When a mom comes to me for a procedure, she doesn't want 3 operations. She wants it done in one operation.
I never thought that it would be possible that you could have a full body surgery in one day.
I left at 6 in the morning. I got home at 3 o'clock. My kids, they were in school. We got there at the same time. Yeah, I was a little in pain, and they asked me, Mommy, what's wrong with you? And I said, Mommy got back pain. They were fine.
The next day, I started to feel like the swelling and the pressure, like your boobs feel like you have an elephant sitting on your chest.
The breasts were probably the most uncomfortable just because they're tight and they're under the muscle.
I mean, you're uncomfortable. Sleeping is a little bit difficult because you can't use your core at all. Like, you're not supposed to bend.
When that would come, I would have to ice things.
They sew your inside. It's almost like an internal corset. Like, they sew your muscles back together.
Thank God I'm very healthy. It took me 3 weeks to get back to normal.
Within probably 10 days, I was back at the gym just doing light cardio, and I couldn't do anything with core, no heavy lifting. The recovery is a little bit unpleasant. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it was totally worth it.
I was back in the gym probably a week later. I went back to work after 8 weeks.
In general, Mommy Makeover is a very satisfying operation. The patients are happy. I think the overwhelming number of patients see the improvement and they're happy with the results. So part of my consultation is giving them realistic expectations and telling them exactly what I can do for them. The results of any cosmetic surgery last forever. However, the aging process still continues. So we don't stop the aging clock. We just turn it back.
Dr. Koenig, he actually gave me my freedom back. I can't even believe like how much it's changed and how much better I feel about myself.
Everything's falling into place, like with how much I've changed my body with the muscle groups and things like that. Everything looks like how it's supposed to. It's quite the shocker.
I can dress how I want to dress. I don't have to dress like a frumpy mom. I don't have to wear like baggy hoodies. I can wear more form-fitting clothes. I feel more confident. I'm more outgoing.
Now every time I go to the stores, I'm very happy. I don't even have to try like 10 to 20 outfits. I tried the first one and I said, I love it. I feel good. I feel my life changed a lot. I feel like I have to look good. Not only just for me, but I feel like for my kids, for my husband.
Now that I'm smaller, I can buy the smaller clothes, things that are a little bit more risque. Definitely attention seeking or grabbing for sure.
Afterwards, I was kind of like, hey, like, look at me now. Like, I cried, like, when I saw myself for the first time after the surgery, like, in tears. Like, I couldn't believe that that was me, that this was my body. I could finally live the life that I wanted.
Now I own 20 bathing suits. I just got back from vacation and I was wearing a different bathing suit every day, 2 pieces.
I am not shy about telling people how hard I work, but I'm also not going to mislead people that I did all this on my own, that this is just diet and exercise, because it's not.
Some people think it's superficial, but it's much deeper than that. Like, you can't really be the person you want to be, like, when you're trapped in a body that doesn't feel like it's yours.
If I have to do it again, I would do it again.
I would tell any mom out there who is unhappy with what happened to her body during pregnancy to go see a plastic surgeon. It doesn't hurt to get a consultation, so you want to find a board-certified plastic surgeon that is experienced with these operations and go for a consult.
When I look in the mirror, I'm blown away with what I see. I know that I paid for it, but I also know that if I didn't put in the hard work, I never would have made it here to be able to do this.
Plastic surgery gives people back the confidence to be who they were before, and they don't understand how you feel inside when you look a certain way, like when you don't like the person you see in the mirror.
Moms can be sexy. They don't have to be like sexy, but you have to be your own kind of sexy. To have a smile that goes from cheek to cheek can be just as sexy, and some people really like that.